There is a tree that produces more vitamin C than oranges, more vitamin A than carrots, more calcium than milk, and more iron than spinach, all in a single leaf. It grows 3 meters in its first year. It survives droughts that kill every other crop, and every part of it is edible. Leaves, seeds, flowers, roots, even the bark. For thousands of years, it was called the miracle tree. Ancient physicians prescribed it. Emperors demanded it. Starving populations survived on it. Then we stopped planting it. Not because it failed, not because something better came along. We stopped because it worked too well. A tree that replaces supplements, grows without irrigation, and produces food year-round cannot be sold in monthly bottles. What cannot be sold cannot be controlled. And what cannot be controlled must be forgotten. Welcome to history's hidden harvest. If these forgotten foods matter to you, the best way to preserve this knowledge is simple. Subscribe, hit the bell, and share these harvests with those who need to remember what history tried to bury. The story begins in 2000 BC along the foothills of the Himalayas. Ancient Sanskrit texts describe a tree they called shigru, the arrow tree, named for its long seed pods that hung like weapons from its branches. Ayurvedic physicians documented over 300 diseases it could treat. They fed the leaves to pregnant women to ensure healthy births. They pressed oil from the seeds to preserve food and purify water. They ground the roots into poultices for infections that nothing else could cure. This was not folk medicine. This was systematic cultivation spanning 1500 years before the Greeks built the Parthenon. The tree spread along trade routes. Egyptians pressed its oil for perfume and skin treatment. Romans imported it for cooking. By the 1st century AD, it had reached every corner of the ancient world. The Greeks called it myron, meaning perfume, because the root tasted like horseradish. That name evolved through Latin and Arabic until English speakers called it moringa. Moringa oleifera, the tree that does everything. In the Philippines during World War II, Japanese occupation forces seized rice supplies. Millions faced starvation. Rural communities survived by eating malunggay, their local name for moringa. The leaves provided protein when meat disappeared. The pods provided calories when rice was gone. Families who knew the tree lived. Families who had forgotten it starved. After liberation, survivors planted moringa around every home. The tree that saved them became insurance against any future occupation. In 1974, Bangladesh suffered one of the worst famines in modern history. Between 1 and 1.5 million people died. International relief arrived too late for thousands of villages, but in regions where moringa grew wild, mortality rates were significantly lower. The leaves provided nutrition that emergency grain could not. Researchers documenting the famine noticed the pattern. Villages with moringa trees had fewer deaths. Villages without them had mass graves. The science came later. In 1998, Dr. Lowell Fugely, working with Church World Service in Senegal, began systematic nutritional analysis. The numbers seemed impossible. Fresh moringa leaves contain 7 times more vitamin C than oranges, 4 times more calcium than milk, 4 times more vitamin A than carrots, 3 times more potassium than bananas, 2 times more protein than yogurt. Gram for gram, the leaves outperform nearly every common food in Western supermarkets. When dried and powdered, the concentrations multiply. 25 times more iron than spinach, 17 times more calcium than milk, 15 times more potassium than bananas. A single tablespoon of moringa powder contains the nutrients that supplement companies charge $40 a bottle to approximate. But the biological impossibility runs deeper. Most plants concentrate nutrients in one part. Carrots store vitamin A in roots. Oranges store vitamin C in fruit. Moringa stores everything everywhere. Leaves, seeds, flowers, pods, roots. Every tissue is edible. Every tissue is nutritious. Scientists at Johns Hopkins studied moringa seeds in 2007 and discovered they contain compounds called isothiocyanates that neutralize carcinogens. The same compounds that make broccoli famous exist in moringa at higher concentrations. Dr. Jed Fahey called it one of the most promising plants for nutritional intervention. The tree grows faster than any temperate species, 3 meters in year 1, full production by year 2. In tropical climates, it never stops producing. Farmers harvest leaves every 6 weeks, year-round. A single tree provides continuous nutrition for a family indefinitely. No replanting, no annual seed purchases, no fertilizer after establishment. The deep taproot pulls nutrients from soil layers that other crops cannot reach. And that is precisely why the supplement industry ignores it. The global dietary supplement market reached $177 billion in 2023. Companies like Pfizer, Nestle, and Amway sell synthetic vitamins manufactured in factories. They sell them monthly. They create subscription models. They build dependency. Moringa cannot be patented. The tree has been cultivated for 4,000 years. It is public domain. Anyone can grow it. Anyone can harvest it. A family with 3 moringa trees needs no vitamin supplements ever again. That family represents lost revenue forever. The pattern becomes clear when you examine what gets promoted and what gets buried. Agricultural extension offices in the United States provide zero guidance on moringa cultivation. The USDA publishes no recommended varieties. No subsidies exist. No research grants flow to American moringa trials. Meanwhile, the same agencies provide extensive support for crops that require annual purchase, chemical inputs, and corporate supply chains. In 2012, researchers at the University of Agriculture in Faisalabad, Pakistan, tested moringa leaf extract on diabetic patients. Fasting blood glucose dropped significantly after 90 days of supplementation. No pharmaceutical intervention, no side effects, just leaves from a tree. Pharmaceutical companies sell diabetes medications worth $60 billion annually. A tree that manages blood sugar for free is not a breakthrough to celebrate. It is a threat. Threat to neutralize. Climate projections make moringa more relevant every year. The tree thrives in temperatures exceeding 40 degrees Celsius. It survives on as little as 300 millimeters of annual rainfall. Corn requires 600 millimeters. Wheat requires 450. As aquifers deplete and droughts intensify, the crops feeding 8 billion people will fail in exactly the regions where moringa thrives. The solution already exists. It has existed for 4,000 years. Identifying moringa is simple. The leaves are small, oval, and arranged in feathery compound patterns along thin branches. The tree has pale grey bark and grows rapidly upward with a narrow crown. Seed pods hang like drumsticks, sometimes reaching 45 centimeters long. The flowers are white and fragrant, appearing in loose clusters. If you live in USDA zones 9 through 11, moringa survives outdoors year-round. In colder climates, it grows as an annual reaching 2 meters in a single season before frost kills it. Or grow it in containers and bring it inside. Plant seeds directly after the last frost in full sun. The tree tolerates poor soil but produces more leaves with compost. Water weekly until established, then rarely. Harvest leaves by cutting branches back to half their length. The tree responds by producing more branches and more leaves. You cannot overharvest moringa. It wants to grow. Dry the leaves in shade to preserve nutrients. Grind them into powder that stores for months. Add to smoothies, soups, or anything that needs nutrition without changing flavor. The taste is mild, slightly green, almost undetectable when mixed. We did not lose moringa, we just never learned it. The knowledge lives in every tropical nation where grandmothers still grow it beside their homes. It lives in the Philippines, in India, in Senegal, in Haiti. It lives in every seed that drops and sprouts without permission. The supplement industry does not want you to know that the multivitamin they sell for $30 a month grows on a tree that costs nothing after year 1. The pharmaceutical industry does not want you to know that blood sugar management might grow in your backyard. But 4,000 years of human history tells a different story. The tree that emperors demanded and starving populations survived on still exists. It still grows. It still offers everything it always offered. The only thing that changed is that we forgot to plant it. If this harvest revealed something for you, subscribe to History's Hidden Harvest and hit the bell. Every like and every share preserves what they tried to erase from history. The next harvest awaits.